Today we're going to be taking a look at the RockyMounts MonoRail Solo 2 Bike Platform Rack for 1 1/4 and 2 inch hitches. Part number RKY10007-05. The RockyMounts MonoRail Solo 2 Bike Rack is a 2-bike platform rack that can carry a wide variety of bikes, such as the mountain bike or the fat bike that you see here, but it also has the unique capability of removing this back half here and converting it to a 1-bike rack. Like most platform-style racks, this can tilt away from the vehicle with both bikes attached to gain rear hatch access. To do that, we'll hold on to the bike rack and come to this handle up at the front. We'll pull out the lever and let it come forward. And now we have full hatch access. And there's more than enough space in between the bike rack and the vehicle itself. This will hold your bike in place at 2 locations. We're going to have this pivoting rear wheel cradle and this strap that'll hold your rear tire in place. And then up at the front, we're going to have our wheel hook. Now this is actually a lot better than the platform mounts that have the mast in the center which holds it by your frame, primarily because you can fit a wider variety of bikes without having to purchase any bike adapter bars. Also, if you have a carbon frame bike, it's going to help protect that as well. Now with the fat bike, you do need an extra strap that does come with the kit to hold it in place at the rear here. But this will also work with e-bikes, alternate frame bikes, kids bikes, and road bikes as well. It also has 2 anti-theft features to it. It has this cable lock here that wraps around the frames of the bike and then attaches to a point on the bike rack here where it has a lock to hold it in place. And it also has a hitch lock to secure it to the vehicle as well. And both of these are key-to-like. With our platforms, both of them can be adjusted left or right 3 inches to accommodate better fitting. However, with how much space is in between these bikes, that's rarely going to be necessary. With the bikes taken off, we can now show off some additional features. First off, this can fold out nice and neat and flat once the bikes are taken off. Start by pushing our hook in like so, and our wheel cradle folds down as well. Now with it folded flat, we have access to our rear hatch as well. Also with it flat, we can fold it up against the vehicle for those close quarter situations such as parking, or putting it back in your garage, or just putting it away for storage. You come up to this lever again like we did for it to tilt away, pull towards us, and just push up. Next, I'd like to give you a couple quick measurements. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the closest point of the rack is going to be 6 3/4 inches. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the furthest point out is going to be 17.5 inches. Now with it folded out, from the center of the hitch pin hole to the closest point is going to be 12 inches. And from the center of the hitch pin hole to the furthest point out is going to be 38.5 inches. As far as what our customers are saying about this bike rack, Pat has this to say. Bought this Solo Rocky Mount rack for my e-bike. Not easy to find a bike rack that holds fat tires and the weight of the e-bike. This bike rack is better than I had hoped for. It's very well built, but lightweight, and my e-bike goes on very easy. When comparing this with other bike racks, one that the customers bring up is going to be the Kuat Transfer 2-bike platform rack, part number TS02G. Now these do have a lot of similarities, but let's go ahead and focus on some of the differences. First is going to be how they tilt away. With the RockyMounts here, we have this handle up at the front to pull things down, but as I stated earlier, you kind of have to reach down underneath, which can be a little awkward where you're trying to tilt things away. With the Kuat Transfer, however, you have this foot pedal that's a little more convenient to get to tilt it away from the vehicle. The MonoRail Solo 2 bike rack can be converted to a 1-bike rack by removing the rear portion here. With the Kuat Transfer, it's a 2-bike version no matter what. Both bike racks can be converted to work with 1 1/4 hitches. With the Kuat Transfer, you can utilize it with either Class 1 or Class 2 hitches. With the RockyMounts, it's only Class 2. But with the Kuat, it also has a diminished weight capacity for the bikes with only 40 pounds per bike, while this you can have up to 60 pounds per bike. And finally, with the RockyMounts, it is rated to be used with motorhomes, while you cannot utilize the Kuat Transfer 2 with that. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's go ahead and show you how this installs. Insert it in and line up the pinholes. Then we'll grab our anti-rattle bolt and install that as well. And this does come with an included tool to tighten it down. Make sure the shake and play is gone. Now we'll go to the other side and install our included lock. Now we can put it in the loading position. To do so, we pull up on this lever here in the center, up, and let it fold out. Next we can open up our first arm here. And since we'll be putting the fat bike on the cradle closest to the vehicle, we'll add our extension piece now, and that just kind of snaps in like so. And we'll leave it in the open position. We'll start by putting our wheel hook in place. Nice and tight, and then we'll move on to our strap. Trying our best not to touch the spokes. Then we'll repeat this process for the second bike. And finally, we can install our cable lock here. We'll wrap it around both frames, like so, and come to the loop here, tie it through, and then we'll go to our lock on the side and place it there. Now we're ready to take it out on our test course and show you how it looks. First, we'll take it onto our slalom course. This will show you the side-to-side action, such as making turns or evasive maneuvers. Finally, we're at the solid speed bumps, which simulates going into your driveway or parking lots. And there you have it for the RockyMounts MonoRail Solo 2-bike platform rack for 1¼ and 2-inch hitches, part number RKY10007-05.